Welcome to Phoenix and Flame, my podcast about pushing through and transforming even when you feel like a pile of ash. I'm Dana Skaggs, a psychotherapist known as the Queen of Boundaries. If you are new to Phoenix and Flame, please subscribe so you will be notified of new episodes. Visit Dana Skaggs, DANASKAGGS.com for a free quiz to discover how boundaries are impacting your life. This podcast is not intended as psychotherapy. If you are in crisis, please call 911 or contact your local crisis hotline. Welcome to Phoenix and Flame. We have an amazing guest with us today. Her name is Wynn Charles. Now, Wynn was born with cerebral palsy. She has defied the odds by becoming an author. Her memoir, I Win, is an amazing story of how she remembers her life through the years of having CP and as a competitor in the Kona Ironman Triathlon, CEO of her own jewelry design company, and motivational speaker. Wynn Charles truly is an inspiration to many. Wynn, welcome to Phoenix and Flame.
Well, thank you for having me. And yeah, my story is a little bit more complex than the invention and use of brief synopsis of my story. And I need to correct one thing. I was a self-taught digital artist, and that's where the jewelry designing comes in. But I gave that up in 2010 for writing books and motivational speaking. So, oh, by the way, I forgot, I have cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy is a life function injury at birth. So my birth was in 1987. I was born at 1 pound, 13 ounces, 27 weeks, supposed to be born in September, born in June. You guys figure that out. And so 27 weeks, 1 pound, 13 ounces, born at a local small town hospital in Aspen, Colorado. Whereupon they didn't know what to do with me. And whereupon they had to back me out to Denver, Colorado. And in the midst of all this craziness, my mom got pneumonia from having a C-section and having me. So imagine mom is separated from her daughter. Her daughter is me, 4 hours away at the local children's hospital, and I'm putting local in air quotes here because your listeners on audio can't see it. So local children's hospital, they saved my life. This is Denver Children's Hospital, not Phoenix, Arizona Hospital, by the way. And so they saved my life. I was stuck in the generation of the 1670s and 80s, whereupon they told the 60s, 70s, and 80s parents, 60s kids in the homes, they will never be able to function. Well, my mom said, no way, no how, and because my mommy had 8 miscarriages before she had me 8. So
Wow.
I've been able to lady more life than one. She took me for who I was, and she loved me for me, despite my mental challenges. And so, and the story, if you don't enter, a complex story itself enough. The story needs to be better. I fast forward to 2010. I get mostly abused by my mom's sister. As my mom was dying from what we believe is 3 brain aneurysms, they caught one. For those of you that don't know what a brain aneurysm is, it's a blood vessel in the brain that burst. My mommy got it. They lay dormant. So go get yourself tested. I even have to go get myself tested one of these days. And so go get yourself tested. We did not know she had a brain aneurysm. All of a sudden, she gets light sensitive, can't remember how to do things, and wants to throw up and can't barely move, and then decides to slip herself over the top. That was the first time she went to the hospital because doctors are not trained by to spot brain aneurysms. They gave her vitamin fluids. They said, oh, well, something wrong with the decision-making of brain. And so then her sister, my abuser, shows up. Her sister abused me. My godmother abused me. Her sister shows up, since she's helping me, and I'm not kidding, Diane. When her sister comes into my house, and she is in my house for longer than 2 seconds, and she discovers her sister, my mommy, has had her eyes rolling in the back of her head, which is not great. And then she decides to take her sister back to my local hospital, which is in Aspen, Colorado. The next phone call I get is, Win, we'll never back your mom out. And yeah. And so that was the end of my mommy. And my mommy I went down to Denver, Colorado to see her. And my mommy spent a solid month in that hospital. By the end of the month, she was in the medical coma because they didn't catch the 3 brain aneurysms we believe that she actually had. And it was eventually discovered. And as my mom was dying, the day we went to see say the final goodbyes, or maybe it was the weekend before, I can't remember. Her sister left me really crying in the bathtub because she just emotionally abused me. And then by calling me spoiled for having cerebral palsy and the white trash. Don't know where the white trash came from. And so my dad said to my abuser, the arm sister, Marianne, go away. I don't want anything to do with you more. Nor that I, nor do I want Win to do anything to do with you. So they go out of my life for 10 years. Well, by the time I told my dad what happened, spoiled white trash, he flips out even more because this is a 1 and only daughter, and I did because his wife had just passed away, and he's suddenly managing my house and managing me and managing my aides, trying to keep a job when you live in a clothing company and saying, oh, with me. So I was like, okay, we've got that. So then I lose my dad in 2019 to
Wow.
undiagnosed lung cancer, which then metastasized to the brain. So that's why I was called brain cancer, because that's the end it was. 6 days after he got diagnosed, there's a long story in itself. Me taking care of him, me being disabled, me taking care of him with health while my stepmom goes to work. My stepmom was living with us at the time. He could barely walk to the bathroom. So I lived taking care of 8 to 9 days and with help, with my able-bodied help, we lived up taking care of him for 9 days. I get a local hospital in Aspen, sent him home. So then we decided to kick him back into the hospital. He gets transferred to a rehab center. They don't take good care of him. And he dies of brain cancer because it metastasized. He went in cardiac arrest. They couldn't save him. And then because of this lack of care at that rehab center, he was a mess. He was a mess once he got to the bigger hospital and then call out. So then, my dad dies in May 19th, 2019. So then my family decides to come out and try and help to take care of me. And then that's when the story gets even better. And so I agree to having a birthday party with these people. These people email my stepmom and say, do you just want us to throw a birthday party? Me being grief-stricken and me being about to lose my mind and knowing that my dog has fallen one, I said yes because I'm like, well, maybe they'll come out and help me and come out to figure out a plan with my future and do all this. And so, unbeknownst to me, they come out, they had the birthday party with me, and then they have the birthday party with me, and we go back to the house, and we go back to the hotels that need to be. They come to my house the next day to interview a temporary aide. A temporary aide because my aide was going to go out of town 1 week in July to see her family. And so this aide decides, well, I need to get a temporary aide for Lynn. And we thought, okay, that's fine, good on the aide for getting a temporary aide. And so the way that interview fell, my family was in town, and I wanted my family to come over and meet the aide and sit and just see my daily life so they would know that I was getting taken care of. And so that they would know that I was getting taken care of. Well, my abuser walks into the room. Marianne walks into the room, hands my stepmom a bag of groceries that they had just gotten. And my other abuser, my mom's two sisters were there. So you got a picture. I have my abuser, Marianne. I have her sister in the house. So, plus I have my stepmom, plus the two aides in this house, the temporary aide and my normal one. So, my abuser, Diane, hands my stepmom a bag of groceries without even saying anything. Hello, how are you wasn't even mentioned. She just hands the bag of groceries on to the like, oh boy, this is not gonna be good. And so we continue with me. My abuser gets grumpier and grumpier by every second. And I think they went back to now that I think about it, I think my abuser and my aunt went back to the hotel and discussed things. And so then the meeting is over. We all depart. And my aunt says, "Come on, Win, it's time to go downstairs." And I'm like, "Okay, it's time to go downstairs. Go where I just witnessed you slow diagnoses at my stepmom. And you barely say hello. How are you to my stepmom?" And I'm like, "Oh boy, this is not good." And then you get up here, doing the WIA meeting. And the reason why I invited you guys in is to see that I was getting taken care of to reach the nervous limit. And so she goes, "Come on, Win, it's time to go downstairs." Now, maybe the obedient niece follows her downstairs. The next thing I know, she closes the bedroom door. Now, since for finding reference for your listeners, my bedroom door, here at my own house, stays open during the day. Stays people can come out of my bedroom in and out all they want without my permission to grab a load of laundry, to grab anything out of my bedroom because I need help, because I have a physical disability. So my abuser closes the door. And I'm like, "Oh boy, this is not good." And then she starts berating me with questions. "How's your home life?" I say, "Well, we're all surviving. My dad had just died. We're all surviving." "How's your home life?" And then she goes on and on and on and doesn't take a breath. And the final question was, and this is her fault, not mine: "Who the hell do you think is taking care of you for the past 10 years?" And I said, you guys. And if I was smart enough, I would have said my mom's brother, because he was essentially helping my mom pay for the one-on-one aids, essentially helping my dad pay for the one-on-one aids now to help me get dressed and help me to the new life I'm leading. And so she goes, and by this time, she opens up the door. I have backed myself up to a sink with mirror behind me that I have since got rid of because now that being bad vibes to it. I have backed myself up to the sink because I was afraid she was going to come and whack me. And so because she will be abused. And so she puts me in a chair, a home and no office chair of all things, doesn't even let me walk to the bathroom, and puts me in a chair, gets me undressed from the chair. I'm naked, and then puts me in the shower against my will. And my aide had already said, women had already taken a shower that day. When doesn't need a visible? No, you're not. Not the one, because I had already taken a shower that day. I thought we would just go get. I thought I was just going to get dressed and go straight out the door, not take a shower, not get abused by any means. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, "Oh boy, this is not good." And then what happens is my little sister, my other aunt, who's witnessing to this also. And by the way, my other aunt didn't help. She kept adding fuel to the fire. My aunt, who was witness to this, has finally apologized to me after a year of not speaking. And so I said, "We're good. We're somewhat good. We're not great, but we're in contact." But she kept adding fuel to the fire because baby sister, she's older. My other aunt is older. my mom is 10 years apart from my abuser. So baby sister, so when baby sister yells, and we were drugs. And so my aunt kept, my other aunt kept adding to the fire. She didn't say stop. She didn't do anything. So the next thing I know, my other aunt opens up my bathroom door, calls my stepsister, who's in my kitchen. So we're downstairs in the in the finished basement, plus my bedroom and bathroom. My stepsister is hanging out in the kitchen. She's already gotten dressed. Um, she's already gotten dressed. She's hanging out in the kitchen. So, and my stepmom is upstairs in my master bedroom, in our master bedroom. And so basically what happens next is my aunt calls my stepsister from the bottom of the stairs. It was out in the hallway, so my stepsister could hear what my aunt calling her. And my aunt says, we need a razor now. And so my stepsister gets so freaked out that she goes, Mama, she runs upstairs to the master bedroom. Mom, telling her mom that we need a razor. And telling and telling her mom that we need a razor. Her mom doesn't realize what's going on, and she said she mustn't said to Juliet, "Why are you so freaked out over a razor?" And she goes, "Well, Joanne," and just Juliet said, "Joanne," and we were married back after naked as going to myself out because I'm the one being abused. And so Juliet must have said, Joanne, and may I need a razor for Lynn. And so Mallory hands Juliet the razor. Well, the next thing Juliet knows, she's dragged down a set of stairs. She herself is dragged down a set of stairs and sees my pubic in the bathroom, is dragged in the bathroom by my abuser, the IAN, and she just dragged in the bathroom, sees my pubic. I am so blacked out with this when I want to get this whole thing over with. And so, and you gotta remember that I was a man, I am and was a mandatory woman. Basically, my background in early childhood education taught me how to mandatory report. And for those of you that don't know what a mandatory reporter is, it's a teacher of any age kids, adults, of kids. It's a place social workers can do it and counselors can do it. So mandatory reporters, if they say, if they see something, especially for the young kids, they have to report it. And the young kid said, Mommy hit me last night, and that's completely out of the norm. You have to go on the services and get the case looked at. So the dum didn't realize, and I say the dum not with love because just not loving it, this work. And the dum didn't realize that she was not only abusing her niece, but abusing the anxiety water. Now, 86% of disabled abused, and so that's the reason why abusers tend to abuse the disabled is because we can't move. We have no defenses, and some of us are not smart. Some of us are not capable to say, help, I'm being abused. But some of us don't know what's going on. So the dumb didn't realize that she was abusing a small ass woman. And she was abusing the mandatory employer. And so I'm like, good, mandatory. And I know this was going on. And so then she laid me back on the bed. And she says, by this time, my aide, my stepmom, and Juliet are starting to walk in the room because they're now suspicious of what's going on. I mean, my aide, who's in the next room, my bathroom wall at the time was her bedroom, and she had moved in to help with all this chaos after my dad died. And so my aide must have learned what's going on. Juliet was so freaked out that she had now walked downstairs to see if I was okay. Valerie had walked downstairs to see if I was okay. And then Marianne does it again. She says, let's shave Win like a dog. Okay. And I am back on the bed, a bloke put by his bed, naked, without a towel over me. So I totally exposed, totally exposed. But then she said, so she says on common, Madeline, my aide, and Juliet are standing there thinking, oh boy, here we go. And then the thing that kicked off adult protected services was she took a picture of my vagina with her cell phone to prove to my uncle that I was getting black hit. Now you gotta remember, my age position had just changed because my dad had just died. So of course we're all doing the best we can, and at this time I wasn't in Codependents Anonymous. And so I had to make the decision, do I call? And of course, Mallory, my stepmom, says, instead of saying to everyone, can you get out of there? I'm calling 911. My stepmom says, it's okay. And I burst into tears, knowing what just happened. So I've been alarmed. I have plants being handed to me. The aide is standing there in shock because this is a paycheck online. She didn't know what to do. And Juliet's also standing there in shock because they didn't know what to do. So I'm like, great. Do I call adult protective services and make them see the boy that I'm worth and explain the situation? Or do I wait until I see it and then mandatory water? And so my counselor said, do you feel safe at home? I said, because she knew what my grief was. And by the way, Valerie, my stepmom, said, you need to go to counseling now. We got enough like that would be celebrate. And you need to go to counseling now. So both said something when to go to counseling. It's not a good idea, mind you. It's their choice to go to counseling. It's also their like go to Codependents Anonymous. But it's time I didn't know about Coda. And so the counselor unbeknownst to me calls adult protective services because I had to explain what went on. And so I serviced my counseling session. She called adult protective services. That next week, I walk into my counseling session. She doesn't say anything. We have the counseling session. when I walk out of counseling, my aide isn't there. Now, you guys will remember that my aide can do whatever she wants. She can go to the bathroom, read a book, be on the phone, be out when you call, making a phone call. So when I walk out, and I'm used to meeting people outside and meeting buses outside now, and I'm not used to people coming in and finding me or waiting for me. I'm in the middle of the house, but I can go find that. So I'm like, okay, maybe she went to the bathroom. Maybe she's out of the door making a phone call. I don't know. And a stranger, a complete stranger to me, says, "Are you looking for your egg?" Because he sees me looking, but he doesn't understand that I can walk out and find it. And I said, "Yes, I am looking for my aid." And he goes, "Well, your aid is an adult protected service." And I'm like, "Oh boy," because my brain starts going flick, flick, flick. This is my brain. And so I walk back to my counselor's office I, because by this time I'm scared half to death. And I knew what the next thing was. I needed to do a witness statement, actually, calling a professional interviewer. A professional interview. So I knew what the next thing was because witnesses and me being the victim, I kind of knew what the next thing was. And so I walked back to the counselor's office and said, "Stephanie, would you do me a favor and walk me over to adult protective services?" So that way I wouldn't have to walk up into adult protective services myself and have the discussion with adult protective services with the two-time jobs. But she goes, "Sure, and I'll walk you over to adult protective services." She was so kindly, like, "You don't know what's going on." And I'm like, "Yes, I do." So she walks me over to adult protective services. All I need to see is my aide walking down the hallway, walking out of protective services, now waiting on me, sitting outside as they discuss things with me. And so I walk into it. And remember, I was supposed to go home and record two podcasts. Two podcasts. Adult protective services wasn't supposed to be recorded by day, mind you. And no, it's not anyone's part of anyone's thing, mind you. And so I'm like, "Oh, great, here we go." And so they sit me down. Adult protective services sits me down and says, "Okay, we need you as the main abusee here, you as the main addiction, to go get what they call a professional interview." And for those of you that know well, a professional interview is when a professional interviewer sits on one side of you, sits right across from you, and the cost and the DA is on the other side of the wall. And a professional interviewer makes you repeat what happened to get the evidence. They want all the evidence from the witnesses to you. So that's what a professional is to do. And so, of course, I set that up. I say, "There's definitely no that this is going on." And of course, they go, "Yes, we called her." And I'm like, "Oh, boy." I would have liked to been a fly on the wall for that one when she got to fall on a cell phone at work. Thank you very much. She was at work, right? Mind you, she had a full-time 9 to 5 job. She still does. And to this day. And then she has classification what's going on. And I remember that adult protective services told my aide, don't tell Mallory what's going on. Because the reason why they said that, don't tell Mallory that you gave a witness statement. Don't tell Mallory that we said something up with Whit. The reason why they say that is because they didn't want Mallory to mess up the witness statements that I was about to give and my aide had just given. So, and of course, what does Mallory do? We get home from this. I'm about in tears again because I've never given a professional interview in my life. I'd give an interview for a podcast, but never a professional interview to this extent. And so Mallory goes, well, what did you say to adult protective services to my aide? And my aide goes, I can't tell you. I can't tell you what I said to adult protective services. Turns out all the stories match up and turns out that we all said the same thing. But Mallory, trying to be nosy, said, well, what did you say to adult protective services? And Mallory, trying to be controlling, said, what did you say? And my aide goes, I can't tell you. We lost it at that. That was quickest my teacher. I mean, you live in that. And because Mallory was so shocked that I told the counselor what was going on. And then my aunt had a meeting with Mallory after I got emotionally abused, after I got emotionally physically abused. And she basically said, if you touch me on this house, I'll come out and, or this house, I'll come out and fix it. Which in October of 2019, we did a custody battle over me, of course, due to the judge said, no way. The judge said, no way.
Hey, Wynn, let
And
me
the
ask you
judge
something. I know
said,
we're starting to kind of wrap up in time because it's a little
yeah,
after 30 minutes, but I wanted to make sure the story that you're telling is amazing, and I love all the detail. I've just been so focused on everything that you've been saying, and your willingness to be so honest and transparent is such a breath of fresh air because I know I have listeners that either have been through what you're going through or know someone, a friend or relative who are experiencing or maybe will experience what you experienced. And your willingness to just kind of take us through this play by play of what that was like for you is so helpful. I have two questions. One, I want to make sure that you feel like where you are right now, your situation, that it's okay, that you're safe, that you feel cared for
I
and
am.
protected.
I am. Just trust me, I am. I have hence the new Codependents Anonymous, and trust me, I am. And if anyone, including my original abuser, walking in this door and tried to touch me, I would call the cops immediately and do all that. I know better now. And like I now breaking the stigma of my family and their chains, and I'm actually going to Codependents Anonymous because yeah, that's not another whole story in itself. I thought that I was always a compulsive due to CP. I didn't know it was me, and I did well. I know that my father now had anger management issues, and yeah, that's all another podcast in
Well,
itself.
and I love the fact that you bring up Codependents Anonymous because we had talked earlier, before we started
Yeah,
recording the podcast, there's a lot of people that end up in codependence because they don't feel comfortable for different reasons setting boundaries and saying no to people. And so I'm so thankful that you number one, got involved with them, they're supporting you, and that you're really saying, people be aware of this group, Codependents Anonymous, that if you feel like you're allowing people to do things to you that you don't want done, that you feel like you can't say no, that you're allowing dysfunction to happen, seek out Codependents Anonymous and find a group, or they call themselves Coda, I think.
Yes,
Um,
maybe.
Now, Wynn, let me ask you, I know that my listeners are intrigued by your story and want to know more about you. What I have here for how they can get a hold of more of what you have is ceodisability.buzzsprout.com. Is that correct?
Yes, that is my podcast. And if they go to CEO a of a disability, a CEO of a disability .weebelieve.com, they can find more information about me. And then they can also Google my name. It it should pop up everywhere. And then they can also listen to my podcast on where all podcasts are found: Google, Apple, well, it's no longer in Google, Apple, the smart speakers, Amazon smart speakers, Google smart speakers. So I'm everywhere.
You are everywhere. When I'm so glad to hear that. And I really appreciate you being willing to get up so early. And guys, just so that you know, I'm in the Eastern time, but Wynn is in the Pacific time, and she got up this morning at 7:45 on a Saturday morning to do this interview. So I know you are very thankful she did that. I have told her I'm so glad that she was able to do that. So thank you, Wynn, for your willingness to get up early on a Saturday morning and give your time, and to be so honest, and to be able to go down a story that was very painful, but you're willing to do that to help my listeners, as somebody that might be going through that, or might have a friend or relative that's going through something like that. I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. And one more thing I wanted to say while we still have the recording on is, if you see something suspicious with a family member or with a family member who's specially abused, who's about to be abused, dig deep, because it happens all the time in assisted living homes. Thank you very much. And
Mhm.
I'm not in one, but I know it happens all the time. And so if they say, your mom is doing fine and she's not looking so hot and they haven't given her a shower, dig deep. Unless she refuses to shower, dig deep as to why they haven't given her a shower. Because you see that on the news all the time. Nursing home abuse happens all the time, and it's not cool. So and the other thing I want you to say is, it could be anyone that could abuse anyone. It could be the AIDS. It could be the neighbor down the street. It could be the family members. 900 out of 10, it is the AIDS, but smart AIDS don't abuse. And most of the time, these companies, background checks and everything else. And so make sure you get your AIDS background checked. Make sure if anything goes wrong, you have people there to support you.
Thank you. Well, that's such wonderful and appropriate and real and needed advice. Thank you, Wynn, so much. I appreciate that. So, my listeners, I know that you have heard things today from Wynn that you are amazed and thinking, "Wow, what a story, and how real a story." And unfortunately, this happens more often than we would like to think about. It absolutely does. It's real. It happens every day to everyone around us that we don't even think about. So, take this podcast episode and put it on your favorite social media platforms, copy and paste the link in text and email, however you want to get it out there, so that we can reach out. We can get Wynn's story out there to people that need to hear it, so we can grow our Phoenix and Flame community so that we're together and we know that we're not alone. We are together and we support each other. I hope the rest of your day goes great. I'm Dana on Phoenix and Flame.